Welcome everyone. This is another Zen Warrior video. My name is Alexandra. Very excited today to break down for you the concept of a highly sensitive person, in other words, HSP. According to research, 15 to 20% of our population falls under this category. That means that you're not the only one, okay? So let's start from that, because so many times I find, myself in the past, wondering, is it just me? What's my problem? Why do I feel so much? Okay, what's going on with me? And I just want to say, guys, there's nothing wrong with you, okay? There are many people who feel exactly the same way. There is so much stigma and a taboo around this topic of, you're too sensitive. There are many people who might say, you know what? Just need to toughen up. You just need to become a little bit more thick-skinned, or don't take it so seriously, or don't take it too personally, or all those things that eventually might make a highly sensitive person feel like kind of unworthy, right? Feel like they're not enough. A highly sensitive person can feel their emotions deeply, to that extent that they might get overwhelmed. And the reason for that is because there is increased sensitivity in their nervous system. So for example, for me, for a very long time, I couldn't grasp why it was so difficult to spend a prolonged period of time, or to spend a lot of time, let's be honest, a lot of time with other people, because at the end of the day I was drained. So I couldn't spend as much time as other people. It's not like I do not enjoy it, I love it, but in kind of moderation, right? And if I actually go and spend a long period of time with many people, the same environment, that might make me feel like kind of I can't breathe, that kind of feeling. So I never ever understood why. I thought to myself, okay, that might be because I'm an empath, right? And I'm such an empath, my personal energy, gets drained, and that's okay. And maybe I just need to understand a little bit better how do I invest my social battery, and how do I set boundaries, or need to understand a little bit more about what kind of gatherings should I attend and which not. So, but at the end of the day, the more I started learning and diving deep into this concept of the highly sensitive person, the more I understood that it is not just about that, okay? So first of all, I'll get started by sharing with you the key signs that if you're wondering whether you are an HSP or not, in case you tick any of those boxes, that means the chances are you are, okay? So number one is if there are many times in your life where you felt misunderstood or different than other people, if there were many times in your life where you might felt like the underdog or the outlier, but in a way that makes you feel very lonely and unseen, unheard, kind of invisible. Okay? So this is number one. By the way, you don't need to tick all the boxes, okay? These are just signs. Number two is when you find yourself like you need a lot of time to recharge, decompress, unwind. If you find yourself like you kind of want to isolate yourself in a quiet space after, let's say, a busy day at work, if you're completely okay with being alone, that's my case. I love spending quality time with myself, and I really enjoy it. That means that your nervous system gets easily overloaded, and as a result, your natural tendency is to seek and look for rest and a quiet space and some time, so you can spend it, just with yourself, by yourself, fully. Okay. Now, number three is, this is very, very alarming sign, as when you can actually feel the emotions of other people deeply. Same way we get affected by other people's emotions, stories, dramas, the same way we get affected by the beautiful things in this world. Like, let's say, by arts. We're highly tuned to nature. We're tuned to subtle tastes and sounds and fabrics, and we are easily moved by, let's say, a movie or a song. We may cry, actually. If we watch a heartwarming movie, it's very super easy for us to start crying, And when it comes to nature, we feel such a deep connection. And this is why it's so important to seek things that nourish us, including spending time in the nature. Like, to be honest with you, ideally, we want to do this daily. More context about this a little bit later. But please, guys, do not let anyone make you feel like you are too much, that this is too intense, that this is not okay, that this is not appropriate. Okay? It's perfectly okay to be this way, to express yourself this way. The next sign is that you are highly sensitive to stimulants, to things that can stimulate your nervous system and your physical body, right? So we spoke about the emotional body being affected by emotions and stories and movies and songs, but now I want to talk a little bit about the physical body. If you are an HSP, chances are that medicine, coffee, alcohol, energy drinks can affect your nervous system, more than the people around you. Okay? So for me, for example, if I drink a second coffee, I might feel overwhelmed and overstimulated. In the past, when I used to drink alcohol, let's say like 3 times a week, even just a glass of alcohol could actually make me feel sick the next day, or as if I have a hangover. So if this is you, just make sure that you limit and you're super aware and conscious and mindful of how much coffee, how much alcohol you consume on a day-to-day basis. Okay, you want to be super mindful, super aware. And speaking of stimuli, we have also the emotional stimuli, but also the stimuli that have to do with our 5 senses. Okay, so for example, as an HSP, you might feel the wind, the sound, the tight clothes, warm or heat, like to an extreme extent, as if it's super like it's unbearable almost sometimes. Okay, so the emotions get registered more deeply. Next thing is about your emotions. Okay, so there might be some times that you don't feel just cheerful, you're elated. There are times where you might not feel just sad, you might feel devastated. The reason is because you feel all the emotions really to a great extent, and those emotions, guys, can stay with you for a very long time. Okay, you might get overwhelmed by reading the news, so you might want to be extra careful what kind of information you allow to enter your conscious and subconscious mind. Because as HSPs, we get very easily overstimulated. So those are all the signs, okay? It's as if we are observing, it's as if we are feeling, it's as if we are connecting with our outside world, with our whole being, with every cell, with every particle of our body. So there are great things about it, when it comes to, being artistic and creative and having inspiration and great imagination. But also there are some weaknesses, because you might tend to, sabotage yourself or feel really sad about another person, and you allow this to impact you and hold you back from your dreams, from your goals, from your reality. Or you might get really overwhelmed from things, and you feel like you don't want to keep working towards your goals or towards your dreams. So it's really, really important to think, there are positive things about being an HSP, but also negative things, and we want to try to bring those in kind of balance by just being a little bit more proactive about it, and more mindful. Okay, so before I share a little bit about what are my favorite practices, I just want to say that the society might send you a signal that you need to stop being this kind of person. The society might ask you to compare yourself with other people, or despise your feelings, or numb and escape your feelings, or to try to toughen up, right? To have a thick skin. So, if you get those messages from the world, from your environment, I just want to say, do not take those messages seriously, okay? You do not need to escape your emotions. You just need to feel them. And if you learn how to feel your emotions and regulate your nervous system, you will learn how to be in control. You do not need to feel like you're not enough, or you do not belong, or you're not worthy, because who you are as a sensitive person is what our society needs. Our society needs therapists, healers, priestesses, carers. Our society, our world needs you. Okay, so that leads me to the last thing I want to say. You do not need to change who you are. I spent a very long time being at war with myself, trying to hide those emotions, trying to hide this part of myself. And let me tell you that you're doing a disservice to yourself when you do that. You do not show up for your inner child. So, my invitation to you is honor who you are, celebrate who you are, spend more time with yourself to get to know yourself better. And just accept this part of yourself, you know? There's nothing wrong about it. So, the first thing that is really important to do when it comes to tools and strategies and best practices is to ask ourselves, what's my relationship with myself? And I am at war with myself because I am an HSP. If the answer is yes, then we have some work to do. We have to go to coach, a therapist, do some journaling or meditation. So, if you are an HSP, remind yourself, guys, our world needs you. Our world needs healers, carers, observers, feelers, all those people who actually express themselves through empathy, compassion, and love. And those people, most of the cases, they are very kind of artistic and creative. So yes, if you are one of those people, just embrace this part of you, love this part of you, show it to the world. It's, at the end of the day, it's what makes you special. Okay, so now I want to share with you some of my most favorite practices. Practice number 1. When I go to crowded places, let's say I attended a summit or a conference or a party, chances are when I come back home, I might feel kind of drained. And chances are, if you're an HSP, you might feel the same way. So, when you come back home, try to place your hands in iced water. If there are ice cubes in the water, even better. And just place your hands there, just like for 30 seconds. Bonus tip, do a cold facial. And do a cold facial twice a day. Just for 30 seconds to 1 minute. You will feel so much re-energized just by doing this simple thing. Best practice number 2 is lie in your bed. Okay, let's assume that you had a Zoom call and it's the end of it and now you feel kind of overstimulated. Going to your bedroom and lie in your bed with your eyes closed. In the background you might have, a meditation, a visualization, a sound, kind of healing frequency thing, and just relax. That will actually help you to rejuvenate your whole body. Best practice number 3, light some incense and some sage. My favorite sage is the white sage. For that, if you feel overstimulated and want to clear your energy, just to light some white sage. Or when it comes to incense, my most favorite is the cedar and the lavender, because they both uplift our energy levels, but also can uplift our mood. Best practice number 3, box breathing technique. So this is a breath work technique that has been endorsed by Navy SEAL commanders, doctors and nurses, people who do high stress jobs, because it helps them to bring their cortisol levels lower, decrease them significantly. So the way it works is, you imagine there is a box right in front of your solar plexus. You breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, you exhale for 4, and you hold for 4. You do this for 3 rounds. By the end of it, you will feel like your nervous system is calm and you are in a more kind of rest and digest mode. Highly recommended. My next best practice is all about the stimulation, and we need to mindfully decrease our overstimulation. So the information we consume on a daily basis, we need to significantly decrease it to that extent that we have space within our day and time, free time, to just be in stillness and silence. And this can be a meditation practice, this can be to do some tapping, this might be to do some kind of somatic hacks, anything that will help us to feel more balanced and grounded again. The next thing is ecstatic dancing. So ecstatic dancing has been my game changer, because for a very long time I used to store other people's emotions within my body and I didn't know how to release the energy. So ecstatic dancing is that you actually dance in a freestyle kind of way, and you might have any sound at the background that you enjoy, and you just ecstatically dance for 10 to 15 minutes, and by the end of it you will feel so much freer and kind of liberated, energized. My last best practice is, of course, for those of you who know me, automatic writing, journaling. Journaling has been my greatest game changer, and to that extent that I actually wrote a mini book journal myself. You can find it on Amazon. But automatic writing is a great way to process challenging emotions, to metabolize our difficult emotions and feelings, to recondition the body, reprogram our subconscious mind. So I highly, highly recommend it. Now, I hope you found this video helpful and informative. My intention was to share with you some tools that have transformed my life, and I hope they will serve you as well as they served me. Now, if you are on a journey of self-transformation, self-discovery, self-healing, then I highly recommend you go and check the rest of my videos and my channel, but also feel free to like, comment and subscribe. I look forward to see you on my next video. Until then, take a good care.